Today I'm going to be talking about the recovery and fatigue management protocols to enhance your muscle recovery during training. I typically like to look at two different types of methods. So you have internal methods, so that's within your training and what you're doing with your programming, and then external methods, so that's outside of your training and your programming. So to start with external methods, I'm going to look here at the sauna and sleep. I found these to be the two biggest factors apart from your nutrition. So with sleep, getting not enough sleep, so that will lead to increases in cortisol and a catabolic environment. So all the catabolic means is that it's not going to build tissue. An anabolic environment means that you're going to build more muscle tissue. So good sleep increases your testosterone, which helps facilitate that, and decreases your cortisol. And so these two hormones are always in balance. The more testosterone, less cortisol you have, the more anabolic you're going to be, and vice versa. So the more cortisol you have, the less testosterone you have, it's going to be a more catabolic environment, which is not the best for building muscle. The next thing is the sauna. So the sauna is great to increase growth hormone. It increases heat shock proteins and increases your insulin sensitivity. So going to the sauna and doing 20 to 30-minute rounds at around 70 to 80 degrees was found to increase growth hormone by, I think it was 3 or 4 times fold. So using this as a recovery method is great in between your training. So now we're going to look at some internal methods. So with the programming, so volume landmarks. This is essentially how much volume you can do to grow or adapt. So you have 4 different types. You have your maintenance volume. This is the absolute lowest amount just to maintain your current adaptation. So for beginners, it's 1 set of push-ups, for example, 1 to 2 times per week per muscle group. Your minimum effective volume is the amount of volume you need to just minimally get better or get a little stronger. And for beginners, it's 2 sets. Your maximum adaptive volume, this is the maximum amount you can actually grow and adapt from. So with beginners, it's 3 to 4 sets, 2 times per week, roughly. And your maximal recoverable volume, this is the ceiling for how much you can maximally recover from. If you go to this level of recovery, chances are you're going to get injured if you stay at your maximum recoverable volume for too long. So I'd suggest being in between the MEV, so minimum effective volume, and the MAV, maximal adaptable volume. Here's a little chart below to give you an idea of every training session that you do. You have a stimulus, right? This is going to create an overcompensation from your body, and this bit in between is the recovery period. So train, after your training, you have a day or 2 rest, you're in the recovery period, and then you're coming back up to overcompensate, and either you got stronger or you had too much fatigue and you got weaker, or you got a little bit stronger. So ideally, you want to train in the adequate to easy, not to the adequate to hard. You can find what your volume or your best volume is for you to adapt and get better. So, but everyone is different. If you're a beginner, this is going to be lower with your volume, as mentioned here. To find out your maintenance volume, minimum effective volume, maximal adaptive volume, it is best to start on the lower end. So 1 set, 1-2 times per week, and see how you improve. you can always add on more sets later on if you're not adapting. So that goes to the next sort of point over here, which is less is more. So you want to start the lower end for your training and gradually go up. You can always add intensity. You can always find out, hey, I'm not getting stronger as fast as I'd like, or I'm not really adapting as much. So that means you need to increase your volume to hit your maximal adaptable volume or minimum effective volume, and finding a sweet spot in between there for how many sets you need to do per muscle group per week. And after you've done that for about 3 to 4 weeks, you would take a deload week, which just means you're dropping the volume back to about half of what you're doing the week before. This is so that you can get rid of all the fatigue you've gotten over the weeks of training, and it will help you in your recovery for when you do another block or another cycle of training. That's the overview of the recovery and fatigue management for part 3. Hope you learned something from it. My name's Charlie. I'm from CW Strength, and have a good one.